Z300 web screen from version 2016, product update 1. So if you install web screen in your system, then you have web API as well. So these two go together and under one single license. It's deployed via IIS and can be configured anywhere in the internet. Actually, within our own product, we use web API to integrate with SID CRM and SID Intelligence Reporting Cloud as well. If you use SID Intelligence Reporting Cloud, then some special security group for CS and GL module must be set so that the data loading of the SIIC application will be successful. The next one I want to talk about this, I want to show you is the IIS. What I mean by it's come together with web screen. So I have Z300 web screen installed in my system. So this is Z300 web screen, and underneath it is Z300 web API. So you can either access it by clicking on this hyperlink, or you can type the IP address directly to the browser. So I have Z300 web API here, and this is the address. If you install it under domain name, then type your domain name here, and then you're good to go. So let me start showing. The next one is some request example of the web API. Oh, sorry, it's a bit we have a few verbs available in web API, which is get, update, delete, post, and patch. Later, I will show you all the verbs. And this is the syntax of the request. For retrieve request, you can request by calling the company name, and then the module, and then the endpoint, and then follow with your filter. In this one, it will filter by the state province is CA, and then the balance due in customer currency greater than 1,000 million. The update and delete and post has similar syntax, but you have to go to set the verb correctly when you call the request. Now we're seeing some OData request query option. So our web API follow OData specification. All the syntax in here either skip, top, or order by, or follow OData spec. So if you want to know more about what are the query options available, you can go to Google to search about the OData. I have here is, okay, let's go from the beginning. This is our OData. This one is open source standard. And if you go to developer documentation and URL conventions here, you will see all the syntax conventions definition under this side. All the logical operator, not equal, equal, greater than. For example, if I go to equal, you can see here the operator is EQ. It's not an equal sign, but it must be EQ, or not equal, it's NE, something like that. Similar for greater than or equal. All the syntax are here. Okay. So that's about the query option. Next one is I'm going to show some demo in 3 places. The first one is our own Z300 web API Explorer. Next one is by using Postman. I think all the programmers are familiar with Postman. And the third place I'm going to show is some example in the Visual Studio C#. Okay, so I will start by showing you around in our own Z300 Web API Explorer. We call it Swagger UI. Okay, so this is the landing page of Z300 Web API. If I click on this button, it will take a while to load all the list of endpoints available. Give it a minute or two.
So while it loading, I have one question.
Yep.
So with this API, we can also import all the transaction directly, right, to say 300.
Yes.
But is that much more faster than we do through a macro from say 300 desktop?
Faster.
Example, we have a 10K of item of shipment, 10K. And then if we do import through macro, I think shipment and invoice, it will take a little bit longer. But I'm not sure if we have a large transaction or a big data transaction going to import through OE shipment with this API. Is that much more faster or all the same process?
I would say performance-wise, it would be the same. Let me
Okay.
show you some diagram to explain about performance of this. Okay. I will. Okay, I will borrow this. I will borrow this slide to explain about the performance. So all our business logic never changed since we started from version very old, 3 or 4 point something. Yeah, and along the line we improve our interface, which is the top layer here. In the past we have Windows UI, terminal, even DOS interface, the DOS interface, and then internet browser. In the past we use VBOCX deploy on Internet Explorer, and then we have macro, and then now we have web screen and web API from version 2016. So this is only the top part. Underneath is we never change anything. So even if you call through COM API or web API, it's still going through the same layer here before it reaches the database.
Okay.
So with web API, it allows you to deploy your solution in different location through the internet. It doesn't need to sit in the same premise. That's the only advantage I can see here. So if your system is all the server are in the same place, you can use COM API to do the import or integration. If you are more familiar with COM API, I would say that's the way to go.
Can you repeat again?
If you're more familiar with COM API, then it's easier for you to go with that approach, because all the server are in the same office, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But now if your system is deployed, let's say on Azure cloud, then you cannot call it from through COM API. You must use web API to insert or to extract data from Z300.
Got your point.
Yeah.
So one funny question: is there any way we can go bypass the business logic?
The only way to go is you access the database directly.
Yeah, but how is that possible to do it? Because yeah, that what we want to hear from you. The question is because we have one customer, they got up to 40K line item per day, which is 30 outlet of retail store. So they
40K
need to do,
transaction per day
yeah,
is not a
yeah,
huge amount of transaction. It's
not
not a
a
huge
huge
amount.
one,
Not a huge one.
but
I worked
we
in the telecom communication before, and every day we have about 6 million transaction.
okay.
About 6 million subscriber, and you know how many calls they make per day, everyone. So about 6 to 10 million transaction per day, and it's still fast. Why? Because we have hired a very good DBA to do the database tuning.
Okay.
So the question is not about the programming, but it's the database administrator must do the partitioning of the database correctly, tune all the index, and create all the index. Yeah.
But at that time it was in Oracle database or SQL Server.
SQL, we use Oracle, but the concept is the same.
No, I think
You
SQL
analyze, no,
Server.
you analyze all your query. Let's say if the condition of the queries based on the date columns, then you create an index on the date column. If usually you query on the, let's say the gender column, then you create index on that column. It will speed up the query.
But the reason that we face at this the issue that we face at this moment is not about query. The copy data from the other point of sale and store in temporary databases is take very short time. But when we try to do macro and ship all those 40K item as a shipment and invoice, it will take at least 2 hours. So 2 hours plus another day and process for another 2 hours. So it up to 4 and 5 hours sometimes. So which is they have to run at night time and they need to have someone stand by at late night and perform all those tasks. So which is not a good one. Yeah.
Sadaka, what Link mentions is not query. What happened is when you update Sage 300 database, it actually based on certain index to check information. So it's only after the check that it will write. So without the correct indexes, the checking will be slow. Hence, your writing will be slow. So the best thing is, let's say, for example, you mentioned that when you import the data, is there any difference between you write a macro to extract the data and put it in?
I could not get your question, Monica, but let me share you what we have done. So we record a macro via OE shipment and create invoice, and then we use that macro to convert it as a VB.NET, and then we just point it to a temporary table that we have a record.
Now, did you set index on that to make it faster?
We haven't done, and we also don't know how to make it as well.
Yeah. So what Lynn's suggestion is you have to do a index setting. Let's say, for example, if your key is when you send it to the OE shipment, the mandatory field will be your order number. So it will always checking if the number is exists or not before it insert the record. Now, if you do not have an index, it will check through the whole tables for a very long time before it insert one records. But if you set the index, then it will be very fast check. Oh, no such order number. You will insert very quickly. Do you understand what I mean? So
okay,
they will cut down the time if you set the index to read that particular tables and insert the informations. This is basic programming knowledge skill. So we can't tell you exactly how to set the index because I don't know what programming language you are using. Okay, so then the other thing is to import in all the transaction from retail system into SAGE300 data, you are killing SAGE300. Okay, if you have 40 gigs data coming in, I don't know how many transactions you have.
As I mentioned, up to 40K line item, which is divided by
40,000 line per day.
Yeah.
You are killing
Yeah.
SAGE300s. You really killing SAGE300s. SAGE300 does not like that kind of handling. So what you can do is you should summarize out the information and put into one invoice per POS machine. That means if that POS machine have a transaction of 100 transactions, this 100 transaction will become one sales order coming into the RE. That means you have to do a middleware to summarize out, consolidate out one single POS machine come into SAGE300 as a one single POS machine. You can create a customer called POS 101, 102 or something like that, so that you can identify the transaction actually is come from where. Okay.
No, I think if we do like that, how can we run our sale report like the most sale item or which store we sold the most?
Like what I say, a POS machine is at which store, and a POS machine is from that store per day. Correct? So I still can analyze that store have how many transactions, because let's say that particular store have 3 POS machines. So I have one transactions if from POS 01 and the other one is POS 02, the other one is POS 03. They all come from the same location. So your location is still the same. When you analyze the sales transactions, which location does it sell what item, you still have it because your summary is summarized out all the item in that POS machine. So POS machine 1 actually sell 100 items. POS machine 2 will sell another 50 items. POS machine 3 will sell another 200 items. And just the quantity are different. You understand now?
I think we do that already. I mean, we have 3 terminals, and those three terminals will combine, consolidate as one line item if they are the same item. And then we combine as a location. So in one location, we count as one shipment. So one location consider as 2,000 plus line item per day has been sold. So they got 30 store, and now they want to plan to open more store. But since this is one of the issues that they can, really go for open more store, because you imagine.
I believe what happened is if you do that kind of consolidations, okay, into one transaction, one store, one transaction, it probably be too, your detail line is too big. You have
too big.
2,000 line detail line is too big. Like what I mentioned, if you have one POS, one transaction, that will be better. Because if detail line getting too big, your tables is not what do you call that? It is not very good, because each individual transaction you have to do a link with your detail line. So I will suggest, my suggestion is one POS, one transactions. So if you have one location, 3 POS, that means you have three transactions coming in, and you still have your location detail inside there. So you should still can sort your report using the locations detail. Right?
Got your point.
And also the index is key. If you don't set the index, you will have a big problem of that one. You know that in SAGE300 has many key. You can, when you do a search, right, you can do a key switch so that the search will go faster.
Okay.
Right. For example, Link, can you show me SAGE300 screen? I pointed out to her, to him first. Go to the OE items, OE transactions.
OE shipment, yeah.
No, OE, yeah, OE shipment or order entry doesn't matter. Okay, Lin, can you switch over to Sage 300 screen, please? You still on your Sage 300, right? Yeah. Okay, you click on the finder. You go to the item. Go inside the item first. Detail. Click on the finder of the item.
No, I think you need to create new one. Yeah.
The finder for detail item.
Okay.
And you look at the top there, the key. Click on the key. Yes. You see, the key now is on item number. So the search for the item number is very fast. Okay. And then what are the key that can search information is from there. Now, sometimes the person say, no, I don't care about item number. I want the category. So when you want to search a category and then you found that the category is very slow, that's because the key is on item number. So go to the key and set to category, please. Yes. So now the key actually is on category. So the searching for the now if you look for the for the category number, the search will be much faster. So inside the AI object model, you actually have the key. So from the object model there, you will know that which key you're supposed to use. So in your case, it's not item number. In your case, will be the order number. So if you set the order number as a key, and then when you do insert, it would be definitely faster because when you search or the order number is not exist, I will go and insert another line. I'll go and insert another line. Do something like that. And the other thing is the transactions you keep because it's huge. I would suggest that if you once you post the transactions, then you probably want to do a clear history every month. Do you need to keep the transaction every month?
Okay, agree with you.
Yeah, so it's more like if you have detailed informations being posted to the AR sector already, your retail transactions, normally you don't care about it anymore. So you can do a clear history. Normally people who need to keep the history is because they haven't settled the AR billing. If the transaction you need to keep for 1 year, it will be huge, but you can put it to another database for reference purpose. That means the key to make it faster is to make the transactions files very small, and probably you back out to another database or something like that. And then the other thing is the index key must be there, especially the index for the shipment number. Link, can you close the finder screen and then go to do a finder on the shipment number, please? Yes, and then look at the key. Okay, so in here you have a shipments number key, shipment unifying key, and you have to check which one is faster and which one is the order entry number. So with all these thing combination, it should speed up your inserting of your records. And 400K records is a lot, because if you say one locations is one file and it's still very slow, and what because of the detail line. So one post machine, and then you probably categorize the item instead of individual items. You use a category items to summarize out the same category into the transactions. So you can still analyze the informations with the category, unless you want to analyze the information with every single items. Then you have to you have to consolidate by the item, not the category. But if they say, oh no, I just need to know how many noodles, I do not need to know exactly what is the noodle size, noodle whatever things, then you use category to do the analysis. So that will be a few way to make the sizing smaller. And if they want the detail of certain things, they still can go to that POS machines to do certain things. Usually for the retail system come to our Sage 300 system, they always have a console server which keep every single POS machine detailed information in that machines. and then they summarize the informations and send it to Sage 300. So if they want to know every single detail, they still go back to the console server to check the post information in detail. But in Sage 300, it should be a summarized information because there is accounts that they need to keep track of, and some analytical information, which is in the summary level, they want to look at it. Yeah. So
got the point. So I have one question. Sorry to interrupt. So when you mentioned by category here, example, you just mentioned noodle. So in our Sage 300, we will create noodle as a category, as a master item, right?
As a category, noodles as a category. So you sell green noodles, you sell purple noodle, you sell red noodle. It doesn't matter what kind of noodles, you still under the noodles category. So when you group your transactions in POS machine, you group under noodles category, so that it come into your Sage 300 just as a noodle categories, as a one item.
Okay,
you set one item as
meaning,
noodles.
yeah, meaning noodle category become as a master item in Sage 300.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to check. I don't know what kind of retail system they are doing it, but if they sell a lot of small little items, and this will be one of the solutions that they can have.
Okay, I think they have a powerful point of sale, which is Winco, also well-known one. So I have another question, Monica. So beside that, you try to show us the key number here, both in header and in detail one, but how it going to map with index in SQL Server? I never know about this so far.
Your programming language is not your SQL Server. It's your how do you set your index. It's just like ordered by when you do a SQL Server. When you do a SQL script, it's something, then the last portion is called order by. You can do a group by, order by. So I believe when you do a group by, you did not do an order by. Lin, can you show SQL script? Give an example of using the order by.
What do you want me to do?
Using the SQL, keying a script, and then set group by category, order by category.
We are all developer. We know how to do that, right? I don't think I need to write a script here.
I just need to show him what I mean.
Hey, I think I'm not a truly developer, so I need
just want to know what does it mean. So just open up order entries detail screen and then do a group by. On this screen you can do a group by also, right? This is what screen? No, not the CS. You need a data screen.
I think it should be
order entry is easier because they are talking about order entry now.
Yeah. Give me a good example so that I can understand much more details. Yeah, that one shipment header.
Yeah.
What OE shipment? What is the shipment table?
No, you can just do any
shipment header or detail.
OE the left, the right hand side. Header should be HIS. OE
detail line. OE detail. Give order detail better. It's easier to do order detail now.
Yeah, sure.
Go by this, OE. Right?
No IMP. OE SH.
Okay. OE SH. ID. Let's see how it looks like first.
Okay. So now you look at the category field. There's A1, A2, right? So select from all the group by category.
What column you want to select?
Category. Okay. Now order by category.
Order by. Wait, you must have some aggregate function. Maybe count star.
You can select star. Doesn't matter.
No, cannot.
It's okay. You can select star. You will still group by category.
Cannot. Must have some aggregate function, right?
Quantity or whatever lah.
See?
Okay. Okay. All right. So order by category. You type after group by, you type order by category. That is your index. Okay. So when you type order by, can you backspace a bit so that it will show you the list link?
What?
Under the order by category, you instead of type in the full category, you backspace the category a bit. Order by, not group by.
Order by, yes.
Backspace.
Space what?
Backspace. No, backspace. Delete. Okay. Now, key again and stop after you key in.
What?
Key
Can't hear.
category, but don't key the full word. Stop. Okay, now you see in here is the index. Do you see the index now? These are the index, right? Or the column. Okay, I can't tell exactly, but you can see that inside the search functions, the index is there. Or you can use our object models, AOM, to look for what is the index available inside the OE shipment field. Then you group by, order by that index, then it will be faster. Okay, so these are the index table that you must, when you do an order by, you will speed up a lot. If you do a group by without order by, then it will be slower.
Okay.
One reason,
what is AOM you mentioned?
What she mentioned is this one. We have this one is the database. Oops. The database documentation.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
I got this one. Yeah.
Okay, so you go inside just now and the OE, and then you will see the top level there is the index key information. Okay, so that should help you to make it faster. So the reason why you want to do the integration is not because you don't know how to do it. It's more like how to maximize the usage to make it faster. And this is I call programming skill. These are not really Sage 300 things, but it's more on how do you program to make something faster. It's more on programming skill.
Okay. Got your point.
Yeah, and also if they're really retail item to become Sage 300 item, you should really optimize it, or you have to consolidate into a smaller, so much smaller items to come inside, because you do not need the exact detail of the items. It depends on how you want to deploy. Most of the time, the point of sale system will always say you should not bring in every single receipt into Sage 300. It's killing the system.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, it's killing. It now become up to 2 terabytes of database.
Do you really need that data for analysis? I don't think so. You just need the summary information to be coming back so that they can analyze from there.
Yeah, all are dumb data now. But even we try to go to clear history, you know, the function always stuck.
Yeah, it's too big.
Too many data.
Yeah, it's too many data. You cannot handle that portions. One day, or 1 week, 40K lines coming in is really killing the system.
Yeah. So is there any way we can go and delete the table directly through a SQL Server by clear history?
You can do a clear history. You can try to do a clear history. I think it will take a while on the first time because it still need to enter the opening balance. On which system did they keep the inventory informations?
I think they're still using Sage as the inventory system.
They're still using Sage as inventory system.
And if I'm not wrong, last time I spent almost 3 to 4 hours try to retrieve ICI wall by query select star from ICI wall. It took us 3 hours, and then at the end of the day, it was dumb memory.
That is terrible. So you have to find a way. It's a painful way, but have to first you have to reduce the data first. If not, every day you keep adding in, you cannot clear as fast as you adding in. So find a best way to see how you can optimize the data to go inside Sage 300, and every day 400K and 40K is a killing point. If you can reduce to 400, it will be so much better per day. 400 transactions per day is a lot already. So I think if one POS machine, one transaction coming in is actually they only have like 100 POS machine maybe, so it will be only 100 line per day. It should be fine. And the other thing is,
but I think if we do that, I think, Monica, we got another problem on the procurement side, because when procurement comes in, they need to purchase all line item, and also need to transfer all those line items. Pardon, please?
How many items do they have?
I forgot, but I think it should be very big one. Let me check. Let me cross check.
Is it more than 10,000? What business are they in?
They are retail. They are part of dairy farm, Lucky Mall.
Oh, Lucky. Okay, they sell lots of things. Yeah, I know.
And they now become part of dairy farm since 2000. I think 15 maybe. So they try to increase more store, but when they try to increase more store, our system is not able to handle those parts. So that very painful as well. And the reason that I talk about this one, because we, as a Sage partner, we really want to give them a best solution that they still can use Sage as an operation.
Okay, I understand. Initially, there's no performance issue, right?
Yeah.
The reason why you have performance issue is because the transaction volume getting bigger, and also they increase the business. So you have issue now. And you increase the server spec after that?
I think the server spec has been, completely changed to high-end technology, which is HCI. I think hyper-converged infrastructure, all in one machine. So all are SSD and SSD hard disk, and also up to 128 gigabyte RAM. So the server is too big already.
Okay, so now the server is really big, and then the other thing is it one server or two server?
At this moment, they only use one server.
SQL database and Sage 300 on the same server.
Different, but in our test environment, both the same.
Okay. Now, the connection between the SQL server to the applications, what kind of network are you setting it up?
I think we point direct to server, not ODBC.
Okay.
Which one faster with those two?
When you say point directly to the server, not ODBC, I do not get you, because S300 is still running ODBC.
Yeah, but when we go to database setup screen, there is another way we point to server directly, and the other one,
the name, right? Yeah, the server name should be better.
Okay.
Okay, how many company are there?
No, at this moment they have only one, but they keep increase to 30 store.
Okay, but I know Lucky they actually have multiple company, right?
In the past they've been a multi-company, and after that DFI come in, they only take a retail part. So at that time, Lucky become two. One is Lucky DFI and the other one Lucky Mall. So Lucky
Okay.
Mall also own another of Sage license, and they
Okay.
keep using separate business operation.
Okay. All right. So I think this is a performance issues. The only way for the supermarket type of transactions, we really and the POS machine retail system, we really have to optimize it before you can do anything. You have to really cut down the transactions a lot.
But as I mentioned, if we want to cut down the transaction, how about logistics team, stock team, and procurement? So they still need to rely on Sage.
Yeah, that you still using the Sage. Let me think. If you want to do in that way,
One thing I can advise is you can partition the table partitioning. Usually for transactional data, we partition the table based on the date column.
Okay, can you show us a bit more?
For my experience, usually I create the partition based on date, and then usually based on date, and then all the transaction in the same month will be in the same partition. Let's say you just say you query from ICIVAL or something. Does it have any date?
yeah, every tables have a date inside there.
Trans type, transaction date. Let's say you partition based on this column, trans date. So when you query, you never query select star from ICIVAL. You never do this. You must where the trans date equal to something or between something. So it will pick the right partition and it will be working on that partition or partitions in plural only. It will not work on all the table, so it will be faster. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think mostly our customer not using query direct to retrieve all the report at this moment. So the only problem that we have at this moment only try to ship all those items to the OE shipment and run the end process, and it take, as I mentioned, now they got 30 store and they need to spend at least 4 to 5 hours in the late night after 12 hours. So somebody need to stand by and do that. Imagine if they want to go for 60 store, which is multiplied by 2, 30 multiplied by 2. So amount of data, it become to 80K. So 80K from 12 a.m. midnight to 6 a.m. the system still cannot finish OE shipment and the end process. So how can they perform transition in the morning? How can they keep using a system in the morning? So that's the only challenge. I understand.
Like you mentioned is during the posting, it takes so many hours to do the posting already. Now, who is doing the posting? Your backend, the macro is doing the posting for the shipment, right? From the POS system to the Sage 300 system.
Yeah, macro.
Okay. I remember when we first doing the transactions from the web UI, our system is so slow, Link. Our system is so slow, but John Thomas actually enhanced it so that the query, instead of it took a few seconds to come back, it actually coming back in like less than 0.00 something seconds, almost instantly. And I think that technology can be applied to this one as well. That means I don't know what technology they use, but it's a special SQL update technologies that it actually updates SQL database very, very fast. And I'm not sure whether is that applicable to use it on the in here. because if there is only one thing, because when you do a insert using macro, you actually do a lot of checking. You will check whether the customer exists. You will check whether the invoice number is a duplicate or not. Then you will also check if this within the posting period or not. And one more thing, may I know, are you setting the backend processing, right?
Yes.
Okay, posting cost and backend processing, all using the backend processing.
We use day-end processing not during posting.
Okay.
Because we use, I think last time, during first time we start implementing, we use during posting, but the tension too much, the system gets stuck and now nobody can use. Then we change to day-end process, and then day-end process only can perform after hours, so only 12 a.m. in midnight.
Okay. This one have to bring it out to a more higher experts on how to set the thing. But as I said, it doesn't matter how it is. If you one day for 40K transaction coming in, is going to kill Sage 300 definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, so I agree with you, and we also try to find a way to make sure, yeah, we
because
can
the
cut
only
down. Yeah.
way is we stop pushing in every single line.
Yeah. Right.
So if you
That's
can
what
do
we keep it.
the
That
one
what.
store,
Yeah.
one transactions, not a problem. One store, one transactions. But if you have 2,000 items, and it will be also taking a long time to update, right?
Yeah. Right. But just want to tell you, customer using Sage as a full function from,
I see OEPO, I understand.
Yeah. So they use all those functions. That's why if we want to summarize, which is by categorize in Sage, they really cannot purchase it, and they really cannot transfer from main warehouse to each store, which is we call store order.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what in here is more on how to optimize and spend the information into Sage 300s faster, and
Yes.
then clear away the information faster.
Yeah.
So if
That
can,
our
once the
intention.
transaction go inside, okay, and then update the inventories informations, then probably within the next week you can clear. Instead of like 1 month you clear one time, you probably need to clear every weekend, something like that. So that
No,
one time.
I think 1 month clear also fine. 1 month clear also fine, because as long as we can import it faster, there will be a good option for us.
Because if you don't clear, it will not import faster.
Yeah, I can
So
see.
that's
Yeah.
why I say whatever you go inside and then you go outside fast, then you can continue to go inside fast.
Yeah.
So now is you have to check how many record in total, and probably you want to do a test, take the database and duplicate one set, and then you use a SQL to delete away all the transactions, just for testing purpose. This one must be test data. And then you do an import in and see how fast is it. If you clear away all the data and then you import in is faster, that means your data is too big already. And then you have to work with the index, how to make it go inside faster.
Yeah, but do you have a script for us to delete those data? Because it's too many table.
You have to identify what are the tables that they actually have data. We
I
cannot give
think,
you a
there will
generic
be.
script to delete everything, okay? But because they are integrity checking. So if the transaction is not complete with delete away, then you have problems.
Yeah, that it caused another issue.
Yes. So if you want to do a backdoor delete, which is not recommended, Okay, and then we have to be very specific of what data you want to delete, and then give us an example of what data you want to delete. Then we can work from there one by one.
Okay.
Because especially you need to check what size is it now. I would rather to spend a holiday weekend with nobody around and then do a clear history to like within less than 1 month first. How many days of history did they keep?
I think they used in 2013 until now, never clean.
2013 until now never clear. Now it's already 7 years transaction history.
Yeah.
Of course, the system is so slow that it will take hours and hours. So if you can clear until 1 year, which is 2020, okay, anything be you know how to clear history?
Yeah, in periodic module.
Yes, inside the IC module processing, then you go and do a clear history until 2020. Anything beyond 2020, as long as you set the date, any transaction which is complete, it will all clear. Okay, so you take that and then you see, you insert whether is it fast enough. If fast enough, then you solve problem already. Of course,
Yeah,
you must enhance your index as well.
But when we clear the history, it's not responding, and we also last time tried to clear only one year, which is 2013 December. It take 2 days. It still not work.
You clear 1 year and you clear 10 years, it's the same, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Because you still have to go through the whole table and check for that years, ma.
Okay, so better go and clear one time. No need to do one by one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it will create, after you do a clear history, you have to create one record for that item as an opening balance. Okay, so you clear 10 years, it still create one record for opening balance. You clear 1 year, it still create one record for opening balance.
I see. I got your point. Yeah.
Yeah. So you might as well bite the painful point to do a clear history, clear until 2020. If you want, you can clear until the last month. So then you only keep 1 month transition history inside the system. But if they say no, it's too risky, then you keep 3 months. So every month they have to do a clear history. Then you do not have that kind of painful issue.
Okay, so let me
3
try.
years, I think 5 years ago they don't have this kind of performance issue, right?
Yeah, because there are two things. Because the number of item also not too big. I mean, they only at first start 2013 they only got 7 store, and now 30 store.
Yeah, so definitely clear history is a must to execute to help improve the situation first. And then the next thing is your coding side, you probably have to work hard to do index style type of inserting. You must find the right key, must execute the right key so that you will group by and order by or something like that. Okay, probably you will not buy lah. It will more like order by and do the certain thing.
Okay, I think I will need to disturb you more, and then after we review our.
Don't disturb me. You disturb Link.
Yeah, I think two of
I
you.
have the concept, but when you come to the technical portions, she will be the expert, not me.
Yeah, but I think I would need, to disturb two of you, so that it would be fair, right, Lin?
Yeah, you start with clear history first.
Yeah.
If it reduce it, so it will buy you more time to do your programming properly.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Macro is something which is an old technology already. So there are lots of tools which directly using integrated with SQL that using their performance, specific performance to do a quick update. Still using our CS300 logic to do a quick update. That one link you have to check with John Thomas on how they do it on the GL, because I report that issue on when the GL web UI first come up. It's slow like hell, so then they fix it using that technology.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would need that advice as well.
Yeah, we do it in multiple stage. First, clear the data first.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
I
what to
will
do.
handle that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do a SQL backup lah, but because your data is too big already. Then if you do a clear data and maybe inside your own office, you do a test, clear data, and then you do a updating, and then it getting faster, then you know that one is a must to go first already.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. So at this moment, customer have two node of and HP is simplicity. So one node is for production and the other node for testing. So we replicate those node to testing. So we didn't do all those, but the performance still not good. That's why we need your advice.
So bear in mind the SQL server and application server, they have to be sitting on the same subnet. You cannot be on different subnet.
Yeah, sure. Subnet mask, yeah.
Must be the same, which means the ODBC only work fast in the same subnet. Once you go to the different subnet, it doesn't work fast. It's going very, very slow.
But one more question. What is the difference between we put two server database and say in two different server the same subnet mask, or put all in one? Which one is the most
No, on the same server, you basically the database, your operating system and your applications, you also occupying the database. Usually people put SQL database on a separate server so that it only focus purely on SQL database. And the data actually connection is to the database to the database directly, not go through the SQL, not go through the application server, then go to SQL server.
Okay.
So normally, if you're more than I would say if you're more than 20 users concurrent user, you usually go for two application, two server, one application and one SQL server, but they are sitting on the same subnet.
Got your point.
Yeah, and SQL database have to be the highest performance database. All the RAM and everything has to be on SQL server, not the application server.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And the other thing is macro has been banned by a lot of things. So if there is antivirus who checking against your macro, you are dying. Okay. So all these things are the small little thing that you need to watch. But as I mentioned, with a 40K of data coming in every day, if you do not, just like you eat something a lot, then you did not go and poo a lot, then you have problems on your stomach. Okay?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Example. Yeah, so we try to get rid of all those old data first, which is already complete transaction. They don't need it. Okay, and then let's see how it goes, because operation is more important.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Do on the test server first, and then at the same time, probably Link can help to check how to make the insert faster if you have a 40K of data coming in. Check with Francis also. I think they do some testing last time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, no problems. Thank you, Sadaka.
Yeah, I think maybe I don't have more question on performance now. Let's go back to the web API first, and if you could just share me how the way we program it, especially in VB.NET, should be the best.
Yeah, Link, your time.
Okay, so this is our web API Explorer. All the endpoints are listed in here. I will pick the ER customer endpoints, and here are all the verbs that we support. Get is to retrieve the information. Post is to update or create new customer. Let's see get.
Or delete, yeah.
Yeah. So in here you can try to see what is the response data, how it looks like. The user in here must be the user inside SID300, and it must have the access to web API. Let's see if I go to administrative service. User authorization.
Security group.
Yeah, security group.
And each module we have API.
Yes, and you must give the user this access web API, Citrix web API, and the access is cascaded. That means if the person have access to web API, but he doesn't have access to, let's say, adjustment batch inquiry entry posting, then even if he has a web API access, he still can't do anything with adjustment batch inquiry or entry or posting. Okay.
What about admin user? Cannot do it, right?
From version 2018, admin user cannot have access to web API. It's disabled. But if you still insist to use admin user, then you have to change some thing in the configuration file.
Okay.
I will show. Okay. Under this folder, online folder, under C300, online, under web API and the web config file, you search for the word admin. You see here, allow web API access for admin. The value is false. Yeah, so if you set it to true, then you can access web API by admin user. But whenever there is the product update installed, we will override this web.config file, and then the value will be set back to false. So watch out for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Got your point. Yeah. So how the transaction work? Yeah. If you log in.
Okay. So this is the user that have access to web API and then have access to customer inquiry as well. And I'm querying under this company data. So if you want to query from a different company, you must specify the company ID here.
So how can we convert this to VB.NET or coding project? Because this is just a sample, right?
Okay. Okay, so I will jump straight to the not VB.NET because I write in C#.
That's okay. I'm not a programmer.
Okay, so this is the example written in C#. So what I do is I define the API URL, which is in my localhost. This one is hard-coded. I point to SAM Limited.
Yeah, company name.
Yeah, company name, the company ID. And all the credential I also hard-coded in here. My credential is web API because I have that user in my system, and I give him web API access as well. Yep. This one. Yeah, I have this user in my system.
Okay.
So this is the credential that they use.
Okay. So the first one will be user. The second one is password.
Yep. Yeah, password.
Okay.
What I would do in this example is I will create a new customer, and then I will create an order entry based on this item number, which is hard-coded. So in your programming, you can point to any item number. And the quantity is 2, also hard-coded for demo purpose. Okay, let's go to create customer. See here, my customer will have I will have to key in the customer number, but then all the rest I will hard-coded it group code will be wholesale, text group is BC text, and the short name, let's see, what would I give it now? Let's run this. So it will ask me if I want to confirm my web API address is this. Yes. Enter a new customer number. Let's see what customer I have. Okay. 9999 already have. Let me put 9,000, which is not existed yet.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so it will create a customer number 9,000. Group code is wholesale. The rest information is hard coded inside the application here. The name will be SIP300 Web API demo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think by now it already created. Let's confirm that. 9,000. Oops. 9,900. Okay. And then what else? And then what it does next is to create the item number of this item code. The quantity is 2. And the order created is this number. Order number is 74. And this is the shipment number. And it will also create an invoice as well. It's 70. Let's go and verify that.
Can you also send me the sample project code as well?
Yep, of course. Yeah, should be the last one. Not this. Let's go to invoice entry. Should be the last one. Yeah, 70. The date is, yeah, today's date. Yep. All the information is match with this one. So next is it will create a day end processing. Now I press enter. Then it will run day end processing, and then we'll post the invoice in AR. Then it will go to GL eventually. So in the AR transaction, I will see the new batch come from the transaction just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the speed even faster. Yeah. Maybe.
No, because my database is small, I think so. So I think you really should get some a DBA to look into your database to see whether you need to string the transaction log or partition it. Maybe the log is too big. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whether you need to shrink this one, maximize to make it faster.
Yeah.
So AR invoice entry is here, and then it will do the post to GL as well. Which list? Okay, this is the new batches created. Today's date. So it complete the whole flow from order, create a new customer, post, create the order entry, shipment and invoice, and then run a day end processing. and then when the invoice comes to AI, it will post the invoice to make it go through GL batch. Yeah, so it complete the whole order. Whole.
Yeah, I think we get more idea now, Ling, and if we could get this code, I think it should be another good option for us to try more. But
yeah, I will send you the code. Yes.
I have another question. Is there any correlation also one of the concern for this SQL Server setup with Sage 300?
So what is the language that you are using?
At this
Chinese
moment,
or?
we use Cambodia language, but we set as default correlation from database itself, which is hold on, let me open it from our standard. I think should be actual Latin 1 general CP1 CIAS.
I think that one is the default one, the Latin.
Yeah, but it doesn't support with our Khmer language. Is there any way we can do it to support our Khmer language, Unicode?
Okay, now first thing is there is no Cambodia language that Microsoft bring inside SQL Server. Can you find Cambodia language inside SQL Server?
No, can't find.
We can.
It starts with K, it's not C.
We can, Monica. Normally, when we example now, if we create another database like Sage CRM or even SAP Business One, when we input Unicode from our system, it will appear in database as a Unicode reader.
Yeah, I mean it's Unicode, it's not double byte. So you're setting inside the SQL Server, can you find Cambodia correlation or not?
No, we don't have Cambodia correlation.
Yes, precisely, because Sage 300 is not supporting Unicode. If it's supporting Unicode, then don't have that problem. But it's not supporting Unicode. That's why once you cannot find the setting inside the SQL Server and also OS, then you cannot. Only if you set it to Unicode, then you can.
Okay.
Because Sage 300 is not a double, it's still a double byte, and it pending on SQL Server setting. So that's why you cannot support Cambodia language.
Because a lot of customers ask us about it when we issue tax invoice. It very painful for us to do, Unicode reading or writing.
Yes, I understand, but unfortunately, we really don't have. Unless Sage 300 they really change to the Unicode. If not, at this moment, it's really hard. There's no way that we can support it because the SQL database itself does not support the correlations for the double byte for Cambodia.
But again, the question, why the other application like Sage CRM, even they can import the Unicode?
Because Sage CRM is a Unicode.
Oh, okay.
Unicode have different code set, ISO code set compared to double byte code set. So Microsoft actually develop all the double byte to the stage that when they notice that there are so many Asian language that they cannot support, and they decided just scratch it and then do a Unicode and put everything inside. So it's a different ISO.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's continue. I understand this, Monica. Thank you for clarifying again.
No problem.
Because I've been asked for a long time already.
Okay, so we have went through the Web API Explorer, sample in Postman. Do you still want to see how Postman work? I have shown you the sample in C#.
Okay.
And I will send you the source code after this.
Okay.
Let me open the document. So what do I have here? So I have the document about all the endpoints in 300. I would keep opening in the other monitor. All the master data endpoint, ERAP, account set, customer number, distribution code, all the transaction endpoints available, and process endpoint. So I will send you this document along with other example in Postman. For Postman, you can either import this collection into into Postman. What you will see is 13 requests, which I already write some sample requests here. Then if you have 300 installed in your system, you can just click send and then see the response data.
Okay.
So all the get requests, also post and put, delete, and patch as well, how to deal with error. All the example for all the verbs are here.
Okay.
So you can either import it into Postman or you can follow this instruction to type it manually into Postman. What to type and where to type in Postman. All the screenshot and the sample queries are here. Okay, this is all the second document. One document, second document. The third one is the sample integration. Is this one I just show you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The third one is almost the same, but it will demo all the requests in Postman, because in the sample integration is the complete flow from order entry to GL batch. But for this example, it will show you all the call in Postman. I just show you how to call a get, how to call a post and put and delete, etc. in C#.
Okay.
I don't have any example in VB.NET, unfortunately, but I think the programmer can convert it to VB.NET easily.
But when you try to set a Postman API here, it another third party, right? Postman is another third party. We can use or we can skip it.
You can skip it if you can do the same with the browser. Not really third party. This one is free from Google, so you can just download it. Don't have to pay anything. You can just place the HTTP request to browser and press enter. It will return you the data as well. This is one way to test, but with Postman you can have some JSON beautifier. Not this one, sorry. Get request. For example, this one. You can easily look through the data and then have some color code like this, compared to the plain text in this. Which one you prefer?
Yeah, I think we need to explore first. We need to explore first because it's too new to us, so we don't have much idea. Yeah, Postman also our new word that we just heard, and one more thing, Ling and Monica, I heard more of the big enterprise company like bank, financial service, and all those, they use another integration partner like Service Bus. So if back to our discussion early on, is that Service Bus also could have performance or still the same? Enterprise Service Bus, just like Oracle Fusion middleware, like IBM WebSphere. Have you heard about this?
Monica, do you have any idea?
Again? I miss out the details.
Okay, so I'm trying to say that more of the big enterprise customer like financial service bank or maybe big customer, when they want to do integration, they don't do on the programming language, which is they need to rely on third-party integration like Oracle Fusion middleware, or maybe IBM WebSphere. Those are the service bus enterprise, right? So if we apply or enable this middleware integration, it also have our performance issue, or from your idea this doesn't have?
It depends on how. Okay, Oracle is very different. Oracle and SQL database is very different. The way how they do the indexing and data update is very different from SQL Server. SQL Server is starting getting better now on this. So if you're talking about gigabyte of data per day, SQL Server still cannot handle it. Only Oracle levels will be able to handle it because they are their specialties on slicing the data and put them together. And that require mainframe type of machines, not a normal server type of machine.
Yeah, you're right.
I cannot judge, I cannot compare SQL and Oracle. There's no way that I can compare. But SQL do have new technology. Like I mentioned, the way how they update and grading the data is getting better. But you still cannot compare to HANA. You cannot compare to the big players like Oracle.
Got it. But I think you also been try for Oracle sometime with say ACPEC, right? So
yes, but we only do a very fundamental database call. We don't utilize their superpower analytical call or something like that.
Okay,
to make it faster, to update the data faster, you still have to, because when you update the data, you will update the index as well. So it means the way how they update the index is so much better than using the SQL Server to do the update.
So the question that I asked about this one is because Sage ACPEC or Sage 300 used to be also with Oracle for some time until 2014. So the reason that I just want to know if customer using 2014 with Oracle database with the amount of data that I just mentioned, and the other one is SQL Server, which one is the most better performance? I never try and I never have this answer.
Yeah, I have never tried as well, because basically we don't have the environment. We have a few in Hong Kong with an older version of SQL Server. With the older version of our Sage 300 on the Oracle database. But I think they're overkill because the transaction volume they use is not that high on those Oracle. And the main parts is after they input all those transactions inside Oracle, they're using their own tool to extract the information for their reporting purpose. So that is their parts. It's not our part here. So I do not know what is the result. You need someone to maintain the database. They call it Oracle Certified Database, DBA.
Yeah, so, DBA.
Yeah, right. Without a proper DBA in Oracle, the database is also slow like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need someone to maintain it to make it fast.
Right.
So same thing like here, you have to maintain the data for Sage 300 by clearing the old history. That would definitely help. Because one of the Oracle I understand is for those transactions or data, they can differentiate based on certain date, and they put away the older dates to archive it in somewhere and keep the newer one in the so-called live active partitions. So the active partition paging will be definitely faster because without the old data. But if they want the old data, they will have to trigger and get back from the old data, and it will take a while to load it back to become the active part inside the active partition. So that is how the Oracle system is working. And we don't do that in Microsoft SQL Server like that.
Sure, right, you're right.
And I don't think any one of our implementer able to do that kind of thing without a proper certification from Oracle.
Right, that's why I still remember one word from you, try to go away from Oracle.
Yeah, it's not easy, but yeah, I studied Oracle before, so okay, not too bad.
Yeah, you're right. Most of the big enterprise love them. Not in terms of performance, but in terms of investment, they don't like. So I think I only have one last question now for the whole conference call.
Yep.
So one more question to Ling and Monica. I think Sage 300 now put the SDK on the GitHub, and I tried to download it too, but we don't know how it works. So is there any idea? Yeah.
That is the web SDK that you see just now when Ling showed it to you.
No, that one is web SDK. It's not web API.
Yeah.
So that one you will need it when you want. Yep, that one you will need it when you want to develop a new module on web screen. Let's say if you are the third a development partner having a module on Sage 300 desktop. Now you want to make that one available on web screen, then you need a web SDK to develop it.
Okay, so
meaning you are not a, yeah. Please go ahead.
So my question, so if we use this SDK to develop a new web screen, so the desktop one also available? No?
No, it's not. It's a completely different sections that it reads the things differently. Link, can you show him the Singapore text on the web UI, please?
But I would like to hear the question again. You are asking if the Windows SDK is available or not? What?
What he said is if you develop it on the web UI, does it also appear in Sage 300 desktop? The answer is no.
Yeah.
The answer is
the question.
You have redeveloped on the desktop.
No, you still refer to this diagram. Do you have any? Have you developed any business logic?
No, we never.
So, if you are going to develop web screen, which business logic you will point to?
Example, if we want to do more customer commission, not customer, sale commission much more better, because in Sage 300 there are a lot of limitation of sale person or commission. So we want to have more table, more target, more product line. So how it can be done in Sage 300, or how can it done through a web UI? Because we don't have a desktop SDK. We only got a web SDK publicly from GitHub.
So if you need access to desktop SDK, then you need to sign up as the DPP partner.
Yeah, he is not. That's why he has to say he have to use a web SDK to develop. And will that be able to do it without the desktop SDK?
Yeah, that's the
question. You can if you don't create any new business logic. That means you still refer to our, I mean Sage view beneath.
Okay.
Yeah. You're still referring to our module, right? ICOE-PO.
There will be the salesperson modules inside the OE.
So example, if we want to have more field, like example in the sale master table, they only have 10 field. We want to add more field A, B, C, D, E, F, then we have to create inside that table, right? And if we create directly, the table will allow null, and most of the Sage database doesn't allow null. Am I right?
You can't, if you create a new field in the database, then you can't even access it through COM API.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. You only see it if you do a direct DB access.
What he want to know is, can he using Web API to increase the field inside the salesperson's master file?
Increase the field. What do you mean?
Create more field.
Create more field inside the view on sales master. So I say it's no. You cannot. That is the business view from the Sage 300 itself. You can create something like norming. Take norming as an example. Norming fixed assets. You have to create your own table, and then you have to build the business logic. When they do a DB dump, DB load, you will follow the business logic from there.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
So you treat Web SDK as a macro on the desktop. Macro is using existing business logic. So Web SDK is also using existing business logic.
Okay. I got clear view now, Monica.
People talking about they want to customize the validations on the web UI, like the macro, they do it on the web normal desktop, but they cannot do it. So we create a web screens, web SDK for them, so that they will be able to customize certain logics on the web screen, like validation fields. And then you can package the customization and apply to any individual database that you want the validations to be applied. So if you want to have such kind of training, how to use a web SDK inside the partner portal, you should be able to see the videos about all these things we recorded last time.
Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. Okay, so I think I don't have more question now.
Okay, so let's wrap up. I will send you all these documents together with the slides here.
Thank you.
The slides. And if you have any further question, please let JJ and Monica know. If there is anything I can assist.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's quite a heavy session. I think we have also have two new partners in this call. Any questions from Mr. Lim and Muni?
Yeah, I have a question. So during the I was trying to make a web API request, but then I failed because I'm unauthorized. So I checked. That is because in my database setup, I enable the application security. So is there any way that make me able to make a request using web API while also enable the security?
Sorry, what error do you have? Do you have insufficient privilege or something?
I'm unauthorized. 401.
Are you using admin to log in?
Web API.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean
I'm
you
using
can't
web
access
API.
this link? You can't access this link, or you can't make the request?
Make a request. Yeah, I cannot make a request when I enable the application security.
Application security, you mean in the database setup?
Security is a database setup. Yeah, so
yes.
That's why you need to log in. And then if you're using admin, I think it was originally disabled, so you cannot use admin. There are ways that you can bypass. You have to do certain settings so that admin can be working, or you can create a different user and log in as a different user to try it out.
Yeah, I'm logging as a different user.
Okay,
and security setting for the web API is turned on?
Yes. I give full authorization to the web API.
The last one?
Yes.
This one?
Yeah.
Are you able to share your screen?
Yes. And
Okay.
hi. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So this is my security group. I give this group ID a full access to the web API. And then
Yep.
my user ID, I'm using this web API, and it have full access to the AR module.
Mm.
So in my database setup here, okay. So in my database setup, I enable the.
Yep. That doesn't matter.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
Mm.
Okay. So, and then I get this error, unauthorized.
Can you run the web API? Can you run the web screen now before you come to here? Have you set up the web screen?
Yes.
Okay, can you go?
Before I enable. But yeah, it takes a while.
Mm.
Or is it because I opening this local host? Let me.
Well, this one is in port 80 and the other one is in port 40,000 something.
Sorry, do you mean?
I mean the port number. This one is port 80, right? But the request having error just now is in a different port.
Yeah, it's my test port, my IIS port. Because I run it from my Visual Studio.
You run it from your Visual Studio, okay.
So let's say if I disable.
No, don't disable, don't disable.
So let me close this one. Yeah, I can with the web username.
In here, I don't see your AP.
Oh, check.
You see, your web API cannot see the AP, so you are not accessing with the correct rights or correct company.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will check on that.
Yeah, first thing is I always come back here and check whether when I log in, I will be able to see anything. If I cannot see anything, that's mean probably I'm pointed to the wrong database or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you can stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
you check on that one first.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thanks. So any other questions before I think we end this call from Mr. Lim and the rest?
No, I don't have. Thank you.
Okay.
So if there's no further question, I think we can end this call. Thanks a lot to Lynn and Monica for helping, to actually conducting this session. So Lynn, I think you can share the deck with me, and I can distribute to Mooney and also Mr. Lim.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.